Good day, teachers. My name is Mark Anthony S. Paloma, and I will be presenting to you my lesson exemplar in blended distance learning modality, which is a combination of modular and an enhancement in the use of online platform. The learning area is industrial arts, technical drafting. So as you can see here, the name of school, teacher, teaching date is included. At the same time, the grade level, learning area, quarter, and the number of days, which is 12 days. For the learning objectives, you can see here define site development plan, draft site development plan, and exhibit creativity in doing the work. For the content standards, we have the learner demonstrates an understanding of concepts and principles in the preparation of architectural layout and details. For the performance standards, we have the learner shall be able to prepare an architectural layout and details based on established industry and slash or job requirements. For the most essential learning, since we don't have any milk or modules, I wrote here the learning competency, which is draft site development plan with code that that comes from the curriculum guide. For the content, we have the site development plan, the page number of the teacher's guide, and the learner's material pages, which is actually Technology and Livelihood Education 9, Information and Communication Technology Learner's Material in Technical Drafting, Module 1 and 2, Drafting, Architectural Layout, and Details, pages 77 or 78 to 97. In this part of the procedures, since the module is good for 12 days, according to the budget of work, I try to break down the number of days to give an ample or enough time for the students to work on the different part of the idea process or the IDEA process. For instance, in the introduction part, as you can see here, the students will spend 1 day. So what they will do? Under the what I need to know, the learner will do the walkthrough of the content and performance standards. Second bullet, we have learning objectives will also be introduced to guide the learners on the learning target found on KSV principles, which is knowledge, skills, and values. They will review the difference between tools and materials, and they will give at least 5 common drafting tools in architectural layout and details. To arouse their interest, they will be performing this first activity, which is called uh, name that angle, where they will measure the given angles below using the protractor, and they will name what type is it. So since this is easy and short for a grade 10 students, I added an additional activity which they can do together with their family members to make it more interactive, despite the fact that it is modular in nature. So, in the development part, which is from day 2 to day 4, which is actually 3 days in the making, uh, what will happen here is that they will answer the skill test to assess their skills in drafting site development plan, and that they will answer freely. Then afterwards, the learner will study the definition of terms to understand clearly what is site development plan, planning consideration in developing the site, and the National Building Code. In this part of the activity, they will choose one shape and they will be asked to draw a lot occupancy in an Oster paper following the standard procedures in drawing site development plan. And these procedures are written below. So number 1, 2, and 3. Then this part, activity 2, under development, we will check on the student's mastery, whether they have learned or they are familiar with the things that they have studied from the previous part of the lesson. Next is engagement. From day 5 to day 9, that is actually 5 days. As what we have learned from our regional training, this process should include life skills and real-world tasks. So you can realize that as you go along from activity 3, activity 4, and activity 5, all these activities will lead us in helping our student perform the task that was set. In activity 3, they will be required to perform proper manipulation of protractor and ruler as they measure the angle and the distance of the line. In activity 4, which I'm going to demonstrate later through video presentation, the students will plot the bearings or site coordinates, where they will be surprised to discover what is the shape of the lot based from technical description. While in activity 5, they will be taught how to draft site development plan, wherein they will learn how to locate the house in a plot. Both of these activities 4 and 5 can be learned by the students more if they will be able to see how it is done through demonstration. So that's what we're going to present later. That's why in this lesson exemplar, I included notes regarding the online platform on the teacher-made video on how to plot the bearings or site coordinates, as well as the how to drop site development plan. Though they are under modular distance learning modality, still there are many ways on how they can view this teacher-made material. I actually posted it in YouTube, so it will be published in public. In the simulation part, the students will work on a performance task, similar to what has been done in the previous activity. But this time, they will make use of other data. Under technical description, the data will be changed for them to repractice their skills. So we will be able to ensure that through repractice, the student have mastered the process of site development plan. And as they do that, they need to understand the expectations from Sir Mark Edang's discussion, we learned that it is important that we include, as we give performance tasks, the rubrics. So this rubric is an example of analytic rubric. And when we say rubric, it is twofold, learning and assessing. So that means in this in this, the students will have an idea on how their work will be graded by their teachers. And at the same time, they will try to cope with these expectations. And lastly, the short quiz in a form of pencil and paper test will be administered to check on their understanding and deepen it at the same time. In the end, the students will make a reflection wherein they will be writing what they have learned, what they have felt, and what they are planning to do with what they have gained. And again, this is an example of blended distance learning modality with a combination of modular and an enhancement in the use of online platform. Again, this is Mark Anthony, your demonstration teacher.